They say history is written by the victors, but sometimes it's not written. It's rewritten, quietly, carefully, so thoroughly we never notice the difference. In 1945, the world celebrated the fall of the Nazi regime. The camps were liberated. Hitler was dead. Good had triumphed. Or so we were told. But behind the parades and headlines, something darker was already taking shape. An operation that wouldn't just preserve parts of the Third Reich, it would empower them. It would give them jobs, money, labs, and influence. This is the story of Operation Paperclip, the greatest moral compromise in modern democratic history, and a shadow that still shapes the world we live in. 1945, Europe is rubble. The Reich is gone, but its brain still intact. Thousands of scientists, engineers, chemists, doctors, intelligence officers are now without allegiance or protection. And while the Nuremberg trials prepare to deliver justice, another group is preparing to make a deal. Because the real power in modern warfare isn't tanks. It's technology. And the US military knows if we don't get these mines, the Soviets will. So, even before Japan officially surrenders, America launches a secret program, Operation Overcast, later renamed Paperclip. Why Paperclip? Because their real Nazi files were clipped together and set aside to be replaced by sanitized versions. The goal? Make war criminals look like safe assets. SS connections? Deleted. Camp experiments? Dismissed. War crimes? Buried. Then new names, new IDs, new lives. And a one-way ticket to America. Wernher von Braun, creator of the V-2 rocket, a weapon that killed over 9,000 civilians. He worked closely with SS officials. His rocket factory used concentration camp prisoners as slave labor. Over 20,000 died during production. In the US, he became a national hero, the mastermind behind NASA's Saturn V and the Apollo program. He was on the cover of magazines. He gave interviews. A Nazi turned icon. Hubertus Strughold. He ran medical experiments at Dachau, pressure chambers, gas exposure, freezing. In the US, he became the father of space medicine. NASA honored him until 2014 when his past became undeniable. Arthur Rudolph oversaw slave labor at Middlework, later managed America's first satellite program. Never convicted. Quietly deported decades later. Reinhard Gehlen, former head of Nazi military intelligence on the Eastern Front. In America, he built West Germany's intelligence agency with CIA funding. Former Nazis literally designed NATO spy network. America gained rocket technology, NASA, behavioral psychology, MKUltra, biochemical weapons tested secretly in Korea, Vietnam, even on US civilians, propaganda and disinformation strategies, Cold War operations, mind warfare. The result? The very foundation of American power was built with Nazi expertise. In the 1950 to 1970, the CIA launched dozens of programs to control the human mind. The most infamous, MKUltra, LSD on unwitting citizens, sensory deprivation, psychological torture, behavior manipulation. Many of these techniques directly inspired by Nazi psychiatry and interrogation methods. Some even involved the same scientists. Rumors persist of a Nazi experiment known as Die Glocke, the bell, a machine allegedly capable of manipulating gravity, time, or space itself. No confirmed evidence, no surviving prototypes, but strange patents began appearing in the 2000s. Filed by DARPA, Lockheed, Northrop Grumman, blueprints that looked suspiciously familiar. If the bell ever existed, its tech may now live under black projects and classified funding. Today, control doesn't come with jackboots. It comes through brain implants, recommendation algorithms, biometric ID systems, assistive AI interfaces, a kinder face, a digital smile, but beneath it all, the same dream of total control. The dream that the Third Reich once had, now rebranded and quietly updated. For decades, Paperclip was top secret. In 1977, the truth began leaking out. The Senate opened investigations. But by then, it was too late. Thousands of pages were already destroyed, others sealed until 2050 or later. Why? Because the real story doesn't fit the narrative. The truth would reveal that America's rise came at the cost of its soul. Here's the most chilling thought. What if some of them didn't just work for the US? What if they helped build something deeper, a parallel system? A black budget world, hidden programs, unaccountable power, an ideological seed that never stopped growing. Maybe not all the experiments were official. Maybe some just continued. Out of sight, out of reach, out of control. We love to believe that history has clean endings, that evil is defeated, that justice is delivered. But Operation Paperclip shows us otherwise. Sometimes evil doesn't die. It gets a visa. It gets a job. It gets to start over with a better lab. We don't live in a post-war world. We live in a world that was built by the war, shaped by the minds we were told had been defeated. So now ask yourself, can freedom truly be built on the work of those who destroyed it? Was this a strategic decision or the West's greatest moral failure? Tell me what you think. Because maybe, just maybe, the truth is still being rewritten.